We both have an inkling that my maid Collins is on the way out.
Oh, I do hope not.
No, I don't mean she's dying. I mean she's on her way out of my house.
Are you a fan of Downton Abbey? Well, Downton Abbey 3 is on its way to the big screen. What can we expect this season? In 2022, a movie called Downton Abbey: A New Era came out. It's the sequel to the 2019 movie Downton Abbey. The movie is based on a popular TV show about rich people's lives created by Julian Fellowes. The TV show had 6 series and aired on ITV. The show was about the rich Crawley family and their life at Downton Abbey. Downton Abbey is a big fancy house in a beautiful Yorkshire. Audiences loved watching the lives of the servants at Downton Abbey. They were the ones who kept the house running smoothly, served the owners, and had their own stories connected to the Crawley family. Both Americans and Brits loved the upstairs-downstairs drama in Downton Abbey. Now that the story is continuing in movies, let us see what the third movie has in store for us. The movie still hasn't been given a release date yet. They're still making the movie, so we'll probably get to see it sometime in 2025. Sorry, but there isn't a trailer for Downton Abbey 3 yet. It takes time to get all those fancy clothes on, you know? It might be a little while longer before everyone's ready for their close-up shots. After many rumors, denials that didn't really convince anyone, and questions dodged quickly in interviews, they officially confirmed production on Downton Abbey 3 in early May. They also shared some details about the cast, the writer, and the directing team. Fans got a surprise when Downton Abbey's official X account posted a short video announcing the news. In the video, you can see different cast members of Downton Abbey greeting each other and getting ready for a table read of the script. Finally, viewers are told by Lady Mary star Michelle Dockery that production on the third film is happening now. The caption said, "The third film in the beloved Downton Abbey franchise is being announced with excitement by Focus Features and Carnival Films. We found out that the third movie will be written by the series creator Fellowes and directed by Simon Curtis. Curtis is coming back after directing Downton Abbey: A New Era in 2022. Actually, the only thing we didn't get was plot details. They're keeping those secrets tightly under wraps, like an ill-fitting corset, but we did learn some details about the cast, which might give us clues about the kind of story Fellowes and Curtis want to tell. Lady Mary Talbot, the daughter of Earl of Grantham Robert Crawley and Countess Cora Crawley, will be played by Dockery. Hugh Bonneville and Elizabeth McGovern, who also return, play her parents. Mary's sister Edith will be played by Laura Carmichael again. Jim Carter's ex-head butler Carson, his wife Elise, played by Phyllis Logan, and Robert James Collier as new head butler Thomas Barrow are also returning. Tom Branson, played by Alan Leach, Anne Batts, played by Joan Frogat, John Bates, played by Brendan Coyle, Lady Merton, played by Penelope Wilton, Mrs. Patmore, played by Leslie Nicole, Daisy, played by Sophie McShera, and Mr. Molesley, played by Kevin Doyle, are all coming back too. Some guest stars from before will be joining these regulars, including Paul Giamatti as Cora's brother Harold, who first appeared in a Christmas special, Jolie Richardson, Alessandro Nivola from The Many Saints of Newark, Simon Russell Beale from The Death of Stalin, and US actor Artie Kroshen will also be joining. This suggests that the movie will have more of a storyline based in the US. Dominic West, who was in The Crown, is coming back to the Downtown series as his character Guy Dexter from The New Era. Paul Giamatti is also joining the cast, playing his character from one episode of the series. Finally, after months of rumors, it's been confirmed that Downton Abbey is coming back to movies. There will be a third film following on from 2022's Downton Abbey: A New Era. The new movie will be written by Julian Fellowes again and directed by Simon Curtis, who directed A New Era. We don't know the plot yet, but we do know which cast members will be coming back. On the other hand, new faces joining the movie franchise include Jolie Richardson, Alessandro Nivola, Simon Russell Beale, and Artie Kroshen. Paul Giamatti will be also coming back to play Cora Grantham's brother Harold Levinson, a role he played in a previous Christmas special. The third film was announced along with a video of the cast reuniting for a read-through. In the video, Lady Mary star Michelle Dockery said, "It feels amazing, a tad emotional even. It's wonderful to all be back together. We've come back together and it's like no time has passed at all." Two stars who aren't on the cast list are Dame Maggie Smith and Imelda Staunton. Smith's character Violet, the Dowager Countess, passed away at the end of the second film. Meanwhile, it seems Staunton will probably come back, as earlier this year, she said on Zobal's BBC Radio 2 show that there will be the final film in the Downton Abbey series. Julian Fellowes said he's stopped making permanent statements about whether the show is gone for good. Earlier this year, there were reports that they're working on a 7th season of the show, which originally ended in 2015. While Fellowes didn't confirm this news, he also didn't rule it out. When you've been a big fan of Downton Abbey for a while, you kinda know what's coming. Fancy period drama, clever one-liners, surprise moments showing how things are changing, and loads of attention to little details. And honestly, we usually love it, but the magic of the show doesn't quite transfer to the big screen, especially when the movie doesn't tell its own story. That's like a basic rule of making movies, and it's the big mistake this new film makes. The Downton Abbey movie feels like more of a supersized episode of the TV series. As a big Downton fan myself, we left the theater feeling entertained but kinda let down. We were hoping for something fresh and unique in a movie, not just a longer version of what we have already seen. Usually with a movie, you expect a story that stands on its own. But the problem with this movie is that you pretty much have to watch the whole series to get it. There are tons of references to past events that don't mean much if you haven't seen the show. So if you haven't watched Downton Abbey before, you might still enjoy the movie, but you won't really know what's going on. Downton Abbey kind of lacks a gripping conflict. The main storyline seems to be about the Crawley family and the servants feeling bothered by the royal visiting. At the same time, there are so many characters to remember. You end up wishing for more scenes with standout characters like the Dowager Countess of Grantham, Lady Violet Crawley. The best part of Downton Abbey is still the amazing Dowager Countess. Her banter with all the characters, especially Lady Isabel Merton, is just as witty and enjoyable as ever.
One chai?
And that's in Hong Kong?
Well, nearby, I think.
Well, if it's true, it sounds much better than it might have been.
Yes, the idea of Princess Irina scrubbing the sick and emptying bedpans is a cheering one.
Her storyline with her cousin Lady Maud Blackshaw is definitely one of the most interesting parts of the movie. But this is Downton Abbey, where there are like 10 plots going on in a single episode. That usually works for TV, but in a movie, you kind of want one main plot point to focus on. Another great part of the movie is Tom Branson's story. Even after all this time he's part of the family, he's still trying to find his place. Luckily, he gets to do all that with Lady Backshaw's maid Lucy Smith. He even makes a friend in Princess Mary. Thomas, now the head butler, has a really touching story where he gets to be open about his gay identity. Despite facing challenges over the years and a time that doesn't fully accept him, he finds hope for companionship with one of the royal servants. It's really an emotional plot that feels like a fitting end to everything this character has been through at Downtown. This is one of the few storylines in the movie that anyone can enjoy without knowing much about the show, but knowing Thomas's backstory would definitely make it even more meaningful. The film has some really great side plots tucked away, but the problem is they're kind of lost among all the other plots happening. There's just so much going on that the good plots and characters don't get enough time to shine. The movie expects you to care about these characters and their everyday problems, even if you don't know them that well, but without a strong main plot to tie everything together, it feels a bit disjointed. That's not to say it's not enjoyable or that the movie doesn't make the most of being on the big screen. There are some stunning shots of castles and countryside with beautiful music to go with them. But here's the thing, a lot of the movie feels like it's just pretty scenery with a bit of drama thrown in. In the end, this movie could have been so much better. There was a chance to tell a fresh story that carried on the Crawleys' tale while also welcoming in new fans, but instead, it's mostly just a gorgeous look at 1920s England, all fancy and luxurious. Do share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, see you all.